We're live. We're live.
Good morning to you. How are you this morning?
Like. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And excuse me for that outburst.
There are certain agreements. There's a great book by a guy named Dan McNeill Ruiz.
Mm-hmm.
Dan McNeill Ruiz. It was called The Four Agreements.
Don
McNeill Ruiz, called The Four Agreements. And those four agreements have become like a cult classic book, you know? These four agreements that we're supposed to make with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about it on the show before, but we're going to delve through it again.
We're going to delve through it one more time with you today.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about it right back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like.
Again, thank you for joining us and taking these journeys with us.
Yes.
Through this calendar week, we had an amazing yesterday. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Facebook user. Your name didn't come through, so you're going to have to tell us who you are.
Yep, please just say who you are. It could be anybody. It could be Lynette. It could be Judy. It could be anybody.
Please love me.
Yep.
Whoever you are.
Yep. And I'm ready for the day.
Good morning.
I went outside. The weather feels great. A little windy, but still feels good on my skin. Good morning. We're going to talk about the four agreements from the classic book by Don McNeill Ruiz. The four agreements, and I'm going to enjoy this talk with my pretty wife. Good morning.
Good morning, baby.
You know, we slept. Man, I tell you, we slept today. I had to wake her. Never have to wake Lisa before. Well, I probably have before, but good morning, Sister Tamika Ford. How you doing?
Good morning.
We're going to talk about the four agreements today from the classic book, Don McNeill Ruiz. What are you doing?
Trying to take my paper off. Go ahead.
And we're going to get to it. And we find these four agreements are really, really great agreements that we must make with our lives in order to have a more successful, more fulfilling, more happy life. So the first agreement, let's go ahead and get into it. The first agreement that we're supposed to make with ourselves. Agreement number one is to be
impeccable
with
your
word. Be impeccable with your word. This is not an agreement you're making with a single other person.
With yourself.
This is an agreement you're making with yourself. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against other people. And use the power of your word in the direction of the truth and love. The power of your word. Say what you mean. Mean what you say.
Avoid using the word in caps.
That's right. To speak against anybody else. What do you think he's talking about, Tamika? Avoid using the word to speak or gossip against
yourself
or anybody else. Yeah. Using the word to chastise. What? Using the word to gossip. What? Using the word to bring somebody down. What? You can't do that. That's the first agreement. What say you? Be impeccable with your word.
How can we do this in our everyday? One thing really jumps out with me is to speak with integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes speaking with integrity is an offhanded, difficult thing to do.
Yes.
We intend to speak with integrity, but even when we make promises that somehow come about that we can't keep them, not because we've intentionally broken the promise, but because something occurred that prevented the implementation of that
Even though
promise.
you said that's what you're going to do, but something happened that it couldn't be done.
Something happened that it couldn't be done.
I also think about this one here. Be impeccable with your word can come across as offensive. No, I didn't. I'm not going to do that. Okay. That's exactly what I mean. I'm not going to, or I don't agree with that point at all. Okay. Being impeccable with your word. Thank you for pondering that. but it can come across as offensive. I'm holding true to my truth, though.
How is that? I mean, I don't think you have to say something harshly to say.
You don't have to say it harshly. I've gotten hemmed up in my life.
How?
By just saying something that they didn't agree with, and maybe my voice tonality.
Yeah, that's what I think it was in tonality. I don't think it had anything to do with what you said.
Good morning, Red. How you doing, sir? Good morning, Mr. Tweety Sanders. How are you, sir? Mr. Tweety Sanders, I still would love to shake your hand, have a cup of coffee with you, and hear some of your tales.
But I think that is a challenge. I think that the way someone takes your word is a them problem, not a you problem.
But as long as you are impeccable with your word, we're covering the 4 agreements today from the great book by Don Miguel Ruiz, called The 4 Agreements.
Because, like I say, good morning, Shawnee. Can do spice, Grand Rising. I ordered my Mary Greens.
You did order the Mary Greens?
Finally.
Golly, Shawnee.
Finally, I remembered to order it.
Shawnee, you ain't gonna believe this, but we ran out of spices. We ran out of canned spices. I know you ain't gonna believe this, but we still got some Island Passion. I think we have Island Passion.
Yeah,
left.
we do.
Okay.
But I'm not as fond as that one as I am of Mary's Greens.
She goes, it's in the mail, bonus size. Woo, woo.
I need it.
Shaki, good morning. The 4 agreements. Oh, the 4 agreements. Good morning. Is that she saying? Did she do that on purpose? You think?
Maybe.
Good morning.
I need to use the Mary Greens in some grains. You absolutely do. Mary Greens is the truth. I'm telling you.
Any vegetables.
I'm telling you. The truth is in the fact that Brian put Mary Greens on a bag of what I will call raggedy ass mixed vegetables and called me down to dinner, and I was ready to go off. But I kept my composure because I love my husband. And I sat down to those mixed vegetables, and you would have thought I had steak. You would have thought that I had all kind of goodness because it was delicious.
I like frozen vegetables. I made some
I
frozen.
like them too as a side.
I made some frozen vegetables Lisa's talking about, and I used Mary Greens in it as a seasoning and I think butter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Greens and butter. And she ate it up like it was a gourmet dish.
It was delicious. Oh my goodness. It was delicious. And you can get your own Mary Greens by going to candospice.shop.
If you would post the link, Sister Shawnee, post the link because we are big fans of your stuff.
It's delicious.
Let me tell you, how do we discover her stuff? She gave us a sample.
Mm-hmm.
She marketed through us. She produced these spices, these healthy spices, these mixes where you don't have to add anything to it and they don't have any salt in them.
Well, Mary Greens does have salt.
Okay, well, not much salt, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we tried them out and we became believers once we tried them out.
Yes, I'm a believer.
We became believers once we tried it out. So we can endorse her stuff wholeheartedly.
Absolutely.
It's a part of our household now.
Absolutely.
And thank you for the bonus size too. Because we're going to use it. We're doing the 4 agreements. The first agreement that you must make with yourself, according to the classic book by Don Miguel Ruiz, is to be impeccable with your words. Speak with integrity. And you want to get known for being impeccable with your words. So when you say something, no one is wondering if that's what they meant. No one thinks of that person as the liar.
Absolutely. Number 2.
Number 2 is, this is my favorite one.
Don't take anything
personally. Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
She's trying to destroy me.
She's not thinking about you.
She's not thinking about you. Oh, this girl at my job, she's doing this and such and such. No, she's not. She's taking care of herself. People are not concerned about you. They're concerned about themselves. I promise you. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personally. It's my favorite one of the 4 agreements. Good morning, Miss Sheila Gothard.
Good morning. Good morning.
Be impeccable with your word is the first agreement you must make with yourself. And the second agreement is don't take anything personally.
Don't take anything personally.
And it's got an ABC. The A is nothing others do is because of you.
That is a throwback to our youth when we're like between under 15, maybe it even goes above 15, but everything in the world is against you. Everything in the world is because of you. Everything in the world happened because you made it happen. That's why children carry the burdens of divorces. That's why.
Good point.
Because they cannot believe or conceive that anything is in this world for any other reason except for them. However, when we grow up, we can realize that that's not necessarily true.
B is what others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream.
Theirs, not yours. Get out of it.
That's another good point you made, baby. Boom, too.
Shaki says, I don't take it personal.
She goes, I take, okay, go ahead.
Don't take it personal like she may intend to hurt you, but it's because of something within her, the way she sees life, etc.
Amen. I posted the 4 agreements on my Facebook page this morning, and another friend of mine, a gentleman I really, really respect, his name is Jeff Goldberg, and he said he struggles. He's 10 years older than me. I'm 55. He struggles with number 2. Don't take anything personal. You know, we take things personal. Athletes oftentimes take everything personal so they can compete better.
Right, because they carry that responsibility.
Yeah, if somebody score on you, for example, oh, I'm taking that personal. I want to get them back. Or I'm going to punish them for doing that thing to me.
Well, we get to see you personally tonight at Women Empowerment Networks. And I do look forward to all the ladies in the Charlotte regional area who will join me this evening. Good evening, Latanya Blackman. How are you? I miss you.
Latanya Blackman.
That will join me this evening. Our live Women Empowerment Networks meeting will be at 1701 Beatty's-Ford Road at the Egypt Bookstore at 7 p.m. We look forward to seeing you there. And if you can be there, please be there.
You know, Lisa's gotten really, really excited about the opportunity to be in presence of women, you know, upwardly mobile women, the women that can celebrate on each other. It's the same thing y'all been doing virtually since 2020, but now you're going to get a chance to do it in each other's presence. She's been getting excited about it. And because she's excited about it, I'm excited about it too. And I know some of the people that have already committed to saying that they're going to be there tonight. I suspect it's going to be a glorious time.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Good morning, Miss Gloria Henderson. How are you?
Good morning. Shaki says, I love the 4 agreements, but I have really tried to get other people to understand what that don't take it personal really means. People reject it quickly.
Yeah. The A is nothing others do is because of you. The B is what others say and do is a projection of their own realities and dreams. And the C part says, when you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, what does that sound like? That sounds like what others think about me
is none of your business.
It's none of my business. Okay.
But that is a difficult one. I can understand how that could be a difficult one to deal with, particularly when you're already dealing with some self-minimizational characteristics.
Yeah. If you're not already having a high, and this changes from time to time, and season to season, it can change your opinion of yourself. And sometimes, I saw a beautiful study about how people have set points about how good of a driver they are. They think they're this good a driver and no better. Set points of how good of a cook they are. Set points of how good of a lover they are. If they have a high opinion of that, they're going to perform as if that's how good they are, you know. But when you're having not a high opinion of yourself in a particular area, a low opinion of yourself in a particular area, you're more susceptible to the opinions of others. Okay, others' opinions that can, like if you're thinking I can't do math. And then, or I can't speak in public. This is a better example. I don't speak in public well, for example. And then you have to answer a question in publicly in a meeting or a conference. Mm-hmm. You stand in the room, and then someone disputes it. You mouse up. They can mouse up because they already know in the back of their mind they're not good at speaking in public.
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen.
When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be victim of needless suffering. Victim of needless suffering. That's the agreement number 2. The first agreement is be impeccable with your words. Second agreement is don't take anything personal. Jermaine Jackson.
Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal. Take the bitter with the sweet. Easy come, easy go.
So Shaki says, I love the 4 agreements, but I really tried to get other people to understand that they don't take it personal. It really means people reject it quickly. Listen, you can explain it to them, but you can't understand it for them.
That rears its head a lot. You can explain it to people, but you can't understand it for them. Oh my gosh. Sister Tamika, thank you for saying that. She goes, I realize I am not everyone's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. I think that's a freedom. Sister Tamika, I think that's a freedom when you understand. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone can handle Brother Brian's personality. Not everyone likes my personality, but the ones that do matter. Good morning, Sister Pamela Dellinger. How are you? And oh man, I want to say it right, huh? No, her dogs that she raises. They're called something kind of poodles. Golden poodles, maybe?
Doodles.
Huh?
Doodles.
Golden doodles?
I don't know about the golden part. I'm only telling you about the doodle part.
I don't think that's it.
It is.
Okay. Sister Pamela, you gotta settle this for us. The type of dog you raise.
Yeah.
Golden doodles. Okay. We got great golden doodles. She raises golden doodles.
He got the golden part. I got the doodle part.
I didn't think of doodles. I thought it was poodles, but it's doodles.
It's a doodle. It's a doodle. It's a hybrid.
Yes, it's a hybrid, but she has beautiful dogs. Okay.
Absolutely. And golden
retrievers.
Beautiful.
Yes. So that's, if you know someone that's in the market or wanting one of those dogs, they have wonderful personalities. They're great family dogs.
And
I looked them up.
Hypoallergenic.
And they're hypoallergenic. Are they hypoallergenic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Okay.
Tamika said that sometimes, at the same time, I also realize I need to shut my mouth sometimes.
Yeah. Oh man, that came up earlier this week. On something about we don't have to talk about it. Okay. And one that sings,
love it.
You got a golden doodle that sings? They're beautiful dogs too. Golden doodles and golden retrievers. Miss Pamela Dellinger is the go-to person for that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Lisa and I actually, his name is Sammy. Yes.
I know his name.
Sammy O'Banion is an amazing crooner singer, and him and Pamela are in couplehood. So she has an amazing golden doodle that sings.
The one that sings, his name is Sammy. I love it.
That's what I thought. She's talking about Sammy O'Banion, right?
She's talking about the golden doodle that sings, and his name is Sammy.
That's what I said. I thought she was talking about Sammy O'Banion.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway. But I was about to say, Lisa and I had a chance to visit their home once, and they have a beautiful home, but they have a beautiful facility that they built to raise the dogs. It's beautiful.
I love them from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
I love the dogs from a distance. I don't think I'm responsible enough for a golden doodle.
We was about to get one, but I think it's a little bigger than what Lisa wants in the house. Okay. Yeah, they're full-size dogs.
They'll be in your bed.
Not my bed.
I don't know what bed
Maybe you could train the dogs to do anything. They're very intelligent dogs, okay? You could train them.
I know.
I've taken classes. I mean, by the way, if you've ever got a dog and you took the dog to obedience training, it's not dog training. They're training the dog owners. I'm telling you. All the obedience training is not for the dog. It's for the dog owner. They're training the owners.
I told you about that beautiful white pit that I saw when I took Madison to the park. She's a beautiful dog, but the dog was not the beautiful part. It was the grace of which that dog's owner was managing that dog.
The dog had taken some training. The dog owner had taken some training.
Pamela says correct.
It's owner training.
Owner training.
The obedience training for the dog is a misnomer. Okay. I've been to those classes. They're not training the dog. They're training you on how to manage the dog.
But she had the leash was completely slack.
Mm-hmm.
Like from here to, she had her hand held up like this when she was walking the dog.
Mm-hmm.
And it was completely slack, but the dog was still right at the end of it.
Right. Because she had trained her dog to stay there and close to her.
And that's where they were walking. They were gliding through the park.
Mm-hmm.
Children were playing, everything. And it was a completely white. I've never seen white, like ice cream white, not even ice cream white, like snow white pit.
I took dog on a training. And I trained my, at the time I had a child. And I trained my dog to only be on my left-hand side. Okay. He could only be on my left-hand side, and he couldn't be trying to pull me. Okay. Because in the beginning, it looks rough at first. Okay. Because when you first start training the dog how to walk on the leash, the moment they try to take off like that, you either stop right there and they can't go nowhere until you decide to move, or you have to snatch them back. At least that's what I had to do. I had to learn to snatch them back, even if it don't look pretty and it don't look nice. But I had to keep doing that so the dog understood, okay, if I do this, he's going to do that. So I'm not going to do that anymore because I don't like that. And I trained him. So like if I stopped, baby, the dog would stop too. But if I turned around, he'd have to go around me because he was trained to only be on this side of me. Yep. So we're doing the 4 agreements today by Don Miguel Ruiz. The first agreement is be impeccable with your word. The second agreement is don't take anything personal. The third agreement is
don't make assumptions.
What?
You know, if you are of a certain age, you have learned that when you assume,
you make an
ass
out of
me,
you and me. Yes. Don't make assumptions. Which and the subtitle of it is find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Don't assume they got it. Find the courage to ask questions and express what you really want. How many times you've been victim to stuff that other people thought you wanted, but you didn't? Okay.
Shaki's daughter has a all black pit. He is a gentleman and he isn't food aggressive. What is this car doing?
What do you mean?
They have gone back and forth and they've looked at this house several times.
They're not looking at our house.
Yes.
Are you assuming?
I am assuming
that they're looking at our house.
I can make that assumption.
I don't see the car you're talking about.
That's because you didn't see it. Didn't mean
I did see a white car go that way. Okay, but a lot of cars go down that way.
They're looking at the next door house, I believe, because it's vacant.
Yeah, because a lot of people go down there thinking they can get out to the road that way. Okay, but you can't.
But he isn't food aggressive, meaning that he will casually wait for you to say you may eat.
Yes, the food could come out there. He's not going to lose his mind. That's training. But don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Don't make assumptions. Then the other part of it is communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. And the last thing he says about this point, with just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. So if you just stop making assumptions, if you have the courage to ask questions, you can completely transform your life.
Shaki, I don't know what that means unless I'm taking it literally. She says, yes, you can pee.
She said not food aggressive. Okay, she could be talking about something else too, you know. But Shaki, what do you actually mean? Because we want to operate under 4 agreements today. We want to find the courage to express what we really want and to ask questions.
To gain clarity.
Yep. And why would Don Miguel say with this one agreement, you can completely transform your life? Why does he didn't say that about the other 3 agreements. He said that about this particular agreement. Don't make assumptions. This one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Okay. Got you, sis. Okay.
Okay, it just went through. That's okay.
Yep. I'm curious now. Why would he say that about this particular agreement? Don't make assumptions can completely transform your life.
I think that you can really assume yourself into a state of frenzy.
A state of frenzy.
Yeah. Start believing all kind of things. They're always having against me. This is always doing this to me. That I think that paranoid schizophrenia has a lot to do with assumptions.
Wow. You going there.
I think that paranoid, I think that the not the diagnosis of paranoid schizophrenia. I'm talking about the feeling of paranoia and schizophrenia can really send you into a spiral if you don't release the fact that, you know what, it maybe didn't have nothing to do with you.
You know, these agreements this morning, it's got me thinking about a classic Kevin Hart skit, particularly 2 and 3. Don't take anything personal and don't make assumptions. Kevin Hart's telling a story about his wife telling him about an incident at work. Okay. And all of her stories about her job are bad. Okay. But this one particular time, let me tell you about this girl, Sabrina. Okay. She come up to me and wanted me to make copies out the fax machine and all the kind of stuff like this. And I told her this and that. And all of this stuff blew up because Sabrina wanted her to make copies out of the fax machine. And Kevin Hart had to stand there as the husband thinking, why is she so anxious and angry about this one incident? And he had to say, what? She wanted you to make copies out the fax machine. Not my baby. She's crazy. All of that kind of stuff. Because that girl, his wife, was making assumptions about Sabrina. She was taking everything personally. The fact that Sabrina just wanted the copies made and move on. Maybe you guys know the skit that I'm talking about. You know the skit I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Let me tell you about this girl, Sabrina. But he didn't say girl. He said a B.
Shaki says, we assume a whole lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I ask people oftentimes, did someone say that? Then why assume it?
Yeah. Did someone say that? I
think that's because we begin inferring things. We infer what we believe, and then we convince ourselves that we heard it.
And we convince ourselves that we're right. That right there, don't make assumptions. Have the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others clearly so that you can avoid sadness and drama. Good morning, Sister Judy. And the fourth agreement we're going to cover now is, I think I do that pretty good. I think Lisa does this one pretty good as well. The fourth agreement is always do your best. I have always been that guy from elementary school. Everything that I did, I tried to do it as good as I could do it. And that became my reputation.
This is good enough.
Never.
No.
I was never the guy that it was good enough. I tried to do, if we was in a foot race, if we was playing basketball, I tried to play as good as I could. I wanted to win every single game, spelling bee, storytelling contest, anything. And that has carried me. I've never had a job longer than 6 months where I wasn't a manager of some capacity. When I first joined the Army, 17-year-old Brian, I don't know anything, but I did everything with enthusiasm and as good as I could do it. And I got into a fight like my first week. I think I beat up this kid. They made me squad leader after my first week. I'm 17. I don't know anything. Okay, but they saw the way I moved. They made me a squad leader right away. Okay, and it happened in every project. They could pick. I need 4 of you guys to come with me. We got to go do something. And if they could pick me at random. And then by the time we get there, I don't even have to do anything. Okay, you're in charge of these 3 guys here. Happened to me over and over in my life. Why? Because I always do my best.
And that's what's important. That if there's any one thing that you can teach your children or that you can embody yourself, is to always do your best. If you're doing your best, then no one can beat you at doing your best.
No one can beat you. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. She goes, good morning, great, awesome, wonderful family. See all that love she's putting out there? Sending love to all of you. She's pouring it out there. We're covering the 4 agreements, and the 4th agreement is to always do your best. Can you read the subtitles? Oh, you put my glasses on? Okay.
Your best is going to change from moment to moment.
Your best will change. What if you're sick? If you're sick, you can't do it as good as you could. What if you have an injury?
It will be different when you are as healthy as opposed to sick.
Yeah. Your best will change from moment to moment. And so the B is
Under any circumstances, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret.
If you do your best all the time, you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Self-abuse. We're punishing ourselves. I could have did that better. I didn't give that enough energy.
Hey, Ronnie. He says, my New Year's resolution is don't assume anymore.
With exclamation points.
Make sure people know what I'm saying, and make sure I know what they are saying, especially in my business.
Good morning, Mr. Ronnie Evans. How are you, sir? We're doing the 4 agreements today, and he said that's his New Year's resolution. I ain't going to assume anymore. No more assuming. That was agreement number 3. Don't make assumptions. I'm still hung up on the 3rd agreement. He adds the tagline, with this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Don Miguel Ruiz doesn't say that about any of the other agreements. They all are important, but the one about don't make assumptions, he added the line, with this one agreement, you can completely transform your life.
Amen. Shaki says today, too often I hear, they ain't paying me enough. Too many people are okay giving less.
Yeah.
Matching energy instead of being their best selves.
If they start paying me more, I'll show up to work on time. Okay. If they paid me more, I'll do a better job. That's opposite. If you showed up early, if you did a better job, you could earn more money. I was always, oh man, I don't know if it's going to make me look like a nerd or not, but I always showed up at least 30 minutes early when I had corporate jobs. I was always there 30 minutes before the time. If I had to be there at 9, I was there at 8:30 because I thought it was better. I thought it gave me a chance to get my coffee, to check out what's going on, get comfortable in the place before I had to go to work. It made it easier for me to always show up 30 minutes early. And guess who else was always there before the meeting time? The owners of the company, the managers. And I was the only one there. So they saw me. Yep.
Ronnie says, I love all 4 of them. I do too.
Number 1 is be impeccable with your word.
Number 2, don't take anything personal.
Number 3 is don't make assumptions. And number 4 is
always do your best. Judy says, Brian, that was me too.
Doesn't it make it easier on your life to just show up early? Just make it easier. You know, Lisa and I go to comedy clubs, I would say often, okay? We go regularly, put it that way.
The end of the year has been a whack lineup.
Yeah. We've had a whack lineup, so we could have gone more, but we haven't liked the comedians that was there. But anyway, the doors open at 6. The show starts at 7. We want to be there when the doors open. We show up at 6. Why? Because we get to pick where we want to sit. Okay, we found our favorite places. So we get there, we get our favorite chairs, right with a table there on the outer ring, close to the bathroom. Okay, that's where we want to sit because we're there when they open. I don't even like 2 people in front of me in line when I get there.
Shaki says, Brian, owners and managers are slack on being on time now.
Probably, but I ain't been in corporate in many years. Okay, since 2010, really, probably before that, because according to LinkedIn, I've been doing what I've been doing for 13 years now. So.
Amen. Ronnie says, Brian, that is why you are successful today.
I believe you're right, Ronnie. I believe that I am a successful entrepreneur, and so is Lisa. We're very successful entrepreneurs. We have built a life together that we love. Okay, we have done that because we do, number 4 particularly, we always do our best. Lisa does her best with every client she gets. I promise you, I watch my wife pour, and I watch her do her best over and above what her clients can see. Okay. And I know I give my best with my clients. When I have a speaking engagement, even if they book me because they know me, love my books or whatever, I'm still wanting to be awesome for them. Okay, I'm already booked. I'm already paid. I'm trying to give them the best I got.
Thank you, Judy.
Judy said Lisa is the best. Judy, you're right. Lisa is the best. She's the best at everything.
Oh, that was deep.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I feel. Okay. I had a game with my wife last night, and it was like, we talked about it on the show earlier this week about what I was doing with the teenage boys. Can I curse you out for 2 minutes for $1,000? It's a confidence
Did you
test.
say something else though that I think I would probably be able to even hear it differently if you said it differently.
Can I curse you out? Can I insult you? How about that? The game is, can you handle being talked about? Okay, that's the game. So anyway, I won't say that part of it. But last night the game was, would I take $1 million for my wife? Okay. If someone's offered me $1 million, but I couldn't have Lisa anymore, would I take the money? And I was like, no, I wouldn't take $1 million for Lisa. I'd rather have Lisa than $1 million. And then it was $10 million. Would I take $10 million? That's significant money. Would I take $10 million to give up Lisa forever? And no, I wouldn't take $10 million for her. But when it got to $100 million, that's when I had to say, I would really miss her. $100 million.
So
you can't not take $100 million.
I don't know why you can't not.
Would you take $100 million for me?
I wouldn't. I don't have that. I'm not playing that game with anybody.
You wouldn't play it?
No.
It's a hypothetical, baby. No one's actually offered it.
No one's actually offered it.
Okay. Like the movie Indecent Proposal.
Mm-hmm.
Indecent Proposal. I'll give you $1 million for one night with your wife.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Ronnie's praying for me. The guy offered $1 million for one night with his wife. In the story of the movie, this man and his wife, they're building a house. They're building a house, and then they run into financial challenges, and they run out of money, and they're trying to figure out, how can we finish building this house? They don't have any money. They're in the lurch. They're in dire straits. And this indecent proposal comes from, I think it was Paul Newman. Not Paul Newman. I don't know, whoever it was. I'll give you $1 million for one night with your wife. And they tormented. They really needed the money. And they decided to take the money. Okay? $1 million for one night with his wife. And that night that he said yes, he agonized. He couldn't sleep. He was outside. He was dying. And the next day when he got his wife, they both were just so distraught. There was a mistake they made doing that.
What if it was instead the man said $1 million for one night with your husband? That would have been a no-brainer.
You would say yes to that, right?
No, I would not have said yes, and neither would the husband. It wouldn't even be a question.
Why not?
Okay, go ahead.
It's not like you're the only one I ever been with.
What?
I
don't know what he just thought I said.
I don't know what I thought you said either.
I don't either.
$1 million for one night?
With your husband.
Okay, if it's a woman.
No, the man is offering one night, $1 million for a night with your husband.
To do what?
When it was a night with your wife, what do you think he wanted to do? Have coffee?
Well, in that movie,
right,
it was assumed they had sex.
Right.
But it didn't say.
But that's the same thing I'm saying. Okay. $1 million for one night with your husband.
Nonsense.
Exactly. It's a no-brainer, right?
No, that's
so as a no-brainer, why would it be a no-brainer for you and not for the woman?
Because it's $1 million. And she's been with other men before. People cheat for free.
Right, Shaki. Brother Brian, thank you, Shani.
Quit now. Sometimes Jesus. I don't get it the way you women want me to get it. Okay.
His mind rung with $1 million. He wasn't listening to what you said.
That's 4 women thinking I missed this point.
You missed the point.
Golly.
They wasn't thinking you missed it. You missed it. I tried to help you come out of it.
Oh my goodness. Shirley Desjardins Wyatt, help a brother. Good morning, family. Good morning to you, family. Stop what you
stop while you're
they're
ahead,
all
right?
thinking
They're trying to help you.
They're all, even Ronnie.
Everybody is trying to help you.
I must be tripping.
You was.
I must be tripping. I'm going to assume you guys are all right. Okay.
Dr. Beverly says, wait, cheating is not free. No,
You're
it's
right.
not.
You're right. You're right. All right. So let me get out of this game because I'm messing it up, apparently. Shaki says, so I don't assume. Everybody doesn't have the same assumptions about marriage. So for some couples, they are taking the money. Okay. Amen. I'm not going to comment no more about that story. That story messed up.
Some couples are taking the money. So with some contingencies, right? Shani says you're trying to get tripped. Keep talking, you're trying to get tripped up. So for some women, I would say that we got some contingencies in there because we're talking about $1 million and we're talking about one night.
Okay, Shaki.
She says, Brian, it was because you didn't realize that Lisa was talking about a man taking the husband for 24 hours.
I get it now. I get it. I didn't realize it.
I know you didn't. That's why I was trying to give you.
I'm saying I didn't realize it.
Jesus.
Could y'all believe that I didn't get something the first pass?
Or the second? Or the third? Or the fifth?
Because I missed it in the beginning. You know, I didn't get it. So I guess this proves I'm human too. Yeah. This is the second mistake I've ever made in my whole life. You know what the first one was? This is the second mistake I've made in my whole life. You want to know what the first one was? The first mistake was that time that I thought I was wrong, but I was mistaken. That's a military joke.
Bless your heart.
That's what they say in the military. Yeah. I don't even want to go around that mulberry bush no more, Shaki. It's 9:40. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to just say the 4 agreements again that you make with yourself. Number 1 was to be impeccable with your word. Say what you mean. Mean what you say. Be known for honesty. Number 2 is don't take anything personal. There used to be an adage, in your 20s, you care a whole lot about what other people think about you. In your 30s, you care a little less about what other people think about you. In your 40s, you start to realize that they weren't thinking about you at all in the first place. Okay. And in your 50s and 60s, you really get to that place. Okay. Don't make assumptions is the third one. Don't make assumptions. Don't assume it. And the fourth one is to always do your best. Those are the 4 agreements in the classic book by Don Miguel Ruiz.
I think I have rubbed all the makeup off my face.
He's still pretty.
I've been rubbing my face since we sat down. I've rubbed everything off.
I ain't even put on any makeup today.
Yeah, you don't need any.
I never put on makeup. Just in my warts and all, imperfections and all, this is the face you get. I'm thinking, because I haven't shaved my face in a few days, although my facial hair grows slower than it used to, I'm thinking I might rock the chin strap again for a little while. I'm going to take it off my neck, but I think I'm going to rock some facial hair for a little while.
I've learned to not make any statements.
It's my face. That's right. Because she's afraid, something I did a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Lisa went to bed, and I took all my facial hair off, my mustache, all the beard, everything off. I was bald. I looked so much younger and cleaner and better.
You look like a milk dog.
I didn't tell her I was going to do it. I just did it, and it was crazy. She was looking at me like I was a different person. She didn't even treat her husband right.
Look like a milk dog.
Didn't look like me, so I'm not going to do that to you, baby, again. Anyway, we're about to do our greeting songs and our greeting logos today. This show has been going on since October of 2016. It's called Let's Talk About It. We talk about personal conversations here.
Business information.
And spiritual inspiration.
And a little bit of shenanigans.
With a little bit of shenanigans. Her name is still Lisa Santiago McNeill. That's her full name. Yes, you have to say the whole thing. Yes, that includes the Santiago part. And I am Brian
K.
K. McNeill. It's important that you say Brian K. McNeill. It's important that you research it under Brian K. McNeill, because if you do, you'll find me. But if you don't, if you put in Brian McNeill, you'll get a banjo player. There's another doctor with the name Brian McNeill. But you'll get some of me, but most of me you'll get from Brian K. McNeill. And together, we make it what's called the Empowerment Duo. And the Empowerment Duo has an expressed ministry. I bet Dr. Beverly can say it off the top of her head. But our express ministry is
economic independence
through
entrepreneurship.
That's it. That's what we believe in. That's what we minister. Economic independence through entrepreneurship. Everything we do is around these areas. And some of you guys have been rocking with us for years, like Miss Phyllis. And we'd like to thank you for your support of the show. And the way we thank you is with greeting songs and with greeting logos. And Miss Phyllis was first in the room, I believe, today. And she has a greeting logo, and it goes like this. Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis
now
is
we
here.
can all have a great day. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Up next was, who was next?
It was
Sheila Goffin on my list.
Shawnee.
Okay. Baby, you can do it. Take your time, do it right. You can do it, baby. With Can Do Spice, Can Do Spice.
Go to CanDoSpice.shop and get your own. And Shaqui's here.
Guess who's back?
Back
again.
Again.
Shaqui's back.
Back.
Tell a friend.
Hey, Shaki.
Shaqui's back. Shaqui's back. Shaqui's back. Shaqui's back. Shaqui's back.
I created a monster.
Ronnie Evans, you've been coming through this show off and on for years. You need to get you a jam, a greeting song. So recommend a song that speaks to your spirit to us, Ronnie. So when you pop on, we can do Ronnie's greeting song. Sheila Goffin.
Sheila, storms are brewing in your eyes.
And Pamela Dellinger, I thought we had the Pamela song at one time.
I don't think so.
But Pamela deserves a song too. We got to get you a song, Miss Pamela Dellinger. LaTanya Blackman has a jam.
LaTanya Blackman, the champion for families.
That works in her new career as well as her old. She's a real estate champion. She helps people to make it easy for them to buy and sell a home.
Gloria, thank you for joining us this morning, Sister Gloria. We appreciate you.
Judy Floyd.
Judy, can't you see? Sometimes your rhymes just hypnotize me.
We'll go with that. You got 3 different versions
I
of
know,
Judy's jam.
I know. I can't get it.
Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt. Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt will rock you. Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt will rock you. Umar, Dr. Umar. Well, Brother Umar, what's up, man? He said, I should join you for this fun interview sometime. Yes, you should. Actually, I got a chance to be interviewed on Umar's show last week, I think it was. And then we had a good time, but I knew we would have a good time on his show. I knew we would. So thanks for popping through. This is my lovely wife, Lisa Santiago McNeill.
Dr. Beverly is here.
Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly.
And I think we got it down.
You think this fun? Do you think this is a fun interview, Umar?
We appreciate it. We hope that you look at the 4 agreements and decide which ones, if not all, are you going to apply to your life.
Can you be impeccable with your word?
Will you not take things personally?
Will you agree to not make assumptions? Just stop doing it.
And will you first and foremost, once and for all, always do your best?
Resolve now. Always do your best. Is that Saglinda Cheryl? What's up, Saglinda? How you doing, sis? You came through on us.
Ladies, we look forward to seeing you tonight. If you are in the Charlotte area, we are having our Women Empowerment Networks meeting live at the Egypt Bookstore at 1701 Beatties Ford Road at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. We will be in the building, shoulder to shoulder, arm to arm, being able to celebrate one another face to face and to embark upon the new year with the mindset of unity.
You know, so Glenda Cheryl popped through here, and I was just thinking, when did I know her? It had to be like 2007 or 8, because I worked at a company called Drive Time back then, okay, or 9 maybe, and she was there. That's when I met her. 2007 or 8. Wow! That was a long time ago. Yep. And it also harkens to Lisa and I. We've been in couplehood really since 2015. We got married in 16. So that means this spring in April, when we have our 7th year wedding anniversary. Whoop, whoop. 7 years I've been married to you.
Mm-hmm.
7 years. I'm going to let you lay down next to me, girl.
I'm going to pray for you.
Go pray for me. I said something else, tripping?
You're fine.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, we got to get out of here.
We appreciate you guys. We hope to see you ladies this evening at 1701 Beatty's-Ford Road at 7 p.m. You can register at the link and get the address and everything right there by going to bit.ly/WhenThurs19 in all caps. When Women Empowerment Network's Thurs, THURS for Thursday, the 19th, and we hope to see you there.
That's tonight at 7 p.m. locally to Charlotte, North Carolina. WIN stands for Women's Empowerment Network. That's the real WIN. Now, there's another WIN called Women's Entrepreneurs Network out of Raleigh, North Carolina. And today at 2:30, I'm going to be their featured speaker for an event. So I'm going to speak to a group of women entrepreneurs today at 2:30. I'm looking forward to that as well.
We're looking forward to seeing you back here tomorrow morning. And don't forget to have sex.